Welcome to the final episode of my 20 favorite albums of all time. If you have not watched the other three, what are you doing? Go back and watch them. No, you don't have to. None of these are in order. I'm just telling you, here's 20 of my favorite albums. You can put them in order yourself if you want to. How about that? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? No. But anyways, this is it. This is the last of my 20 favorite albums. 1985, we get the debut album from Fishbone. One of my favorite. Let me put these records down before they all fall off my lap and you all guys scream at me for being a jerk for trying to treat your vinyl that horribly. But one of my favorite bands. Seen them live a whole bunch of times. I mean, you know, it's hard to get like a better live experience than Fishbone, you know. I remember my introduction to these guys was in 1985. We had the local music video channel, which I've talked about 100 times, called U68. I didn't have cable TV, I didn't have MTV, so I just pretty much had whatever was on regular TV, like Friday videos and stuff. And then suddenly in 1985, we get this like local out of Newark, New Jersey, broadcasting from the Empire State Building antenna or something like that, U68, which is our own music video channel, kind of competing with MTV, but on a kind of a lower level. But it was great. Introduced me to tons and tons of bands that I probably would have never heard of, including Fishbone. And they played a couple of their videos, but the one I remember obviously the most was Party at Ground Zero, which was just an awesome, fun video, and I loved the song, and I still love it. It's just such a great tune, and I don't know, you know, if you're not familiar with Fishbone, I don't know how I'd sum them up, because they're kind of like rock and kind of punk and kind of maybe ska, some horns, kind of funk, you know, element to them, but great band, love them. This one's got Ugly, UGLY, You Ain't Got No Alibi, You Ugly, Another Generation, Modern Industry, which they kind of like name check all these radio stations, Party at Ground Zero, Lion Ass Bitch, Skankin' to the Beat. Great album, picked this up. I think it's on, it's like blue vinyl. This is reissue. I don't think it was blue vinyl originally. I feel like this is the third or fourth record on these top 20 albums I've done that are on blue vinyl. Blue must be a very popular color for vinyl, I guess. But great band. They got some other really good tracks. I think Fishbone worked best maybe if you were going to pick something up by them. This is a great album, but I think maybe like a best of would be your best bet. Best. I keep saying best. Because they got such a great catalog of songs, you know. It would be great to have them all like in a best of collection just to really go at it. But I love this album, all of them, and it's like I said, I remember clearly hearing this for the first time and just being blown away. 1987, U2, Joshua Tree. I loved this record when it came out. I was anticipating it. I bought it the day it was released. I remember buying it at Jack's Record shop in Red Bank. I bought the cassette, went and saw them live. I was at the opening and the closing show from that poster there at the Meadowlands, May 11th and the 16th in 1987. I went to both of those shows. They did like a whole week there. Great shows, had such a blast, you know. I mean, I feel like it's a common thing with U2 shows, especially back then. Everybody left the show singing, you know, songs together. We're just all like, you know, singing these tunes as we're stumbling to our cars and everything. But great experience. I'd like to see them again live. That's the only time I saw them live. It'd be kind of interesting to go see them live now, just to see, be able to compare it and stuff. But I love this record when it came out, and I still do. Still, I feel like it's an awesome record. I'm a little tired of Where the Streets Have No Name, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for. I don't know that I need to hear them anymore, but I really loved them when it came out, and I liked them back then. But With a Reality, I still dig Bullet the Blue Sky, Running to Stand Still, Red Hill Mining Town, that's my favorite tune on here, In God's Country, Trip Through Your Wires, One Tree Hills, Great Exit, and Mothers of the Disappeared. I mean, great record. I mean, I don't think there's any filler on that whatsoever. I think it's through and through a great record. This is I think this is a reissue, this LP gatefold. It's on two, it's on two LPs. I don't know if they say when, this is on Universal Music Company, and that certainly was not the case. They were on Island originally, and I guess Island was sold to Universal, so this was like a reissue. I don't know if this was, U2 is like reissued a lot of their stuff on anniversaries and stuff, so I don't know if that's what this was the case. This didn't come with any kind of like bonus stuff or anything like that. It's just the album, but I love this record. It's awesome. Joshua Tree. And you should all visit Joshua Tree if you get a chance. It's a great, great national park. 1982, we get Van Halen, Diver Down, and all you Van Halen fans are like, what the hell? But, if you watch this stuff at all, if you've seen any of my other videos, or if you just look and go scroll through what I've posted, you'll see that I'm a huge fan of Van Halen. They were my favorite band growing up. I was devastated, man, when Dave left the band or quit, whatever. I was so bummed because it was right around that age where I was gonna be able to start going to concerts, and then they split, and I never got to see the original four guys, and never will, because we lost the great Edward Van Halen in 2020, which is really depressing, that we're not going to hear that dude play guitar anymore. I mean, such a bummer. But the reason why I got Diver Down, I love all of those 6 original Van Halen albums, the first 6 records. All 6 of them I love through and through, and have listened to every one of them a million times. And some of them, I still love those records, but I'm not reaching to put a lot of them on. Certain songs maybe, but, it's been a long time since I've just listened to one of those, like, from start to finish. But for some reason, Diver Down, I have never gotten, like, tired of, and I still listen to from start to finish. It's just, I know, people talk the covers. It's short. It's 30-something minutes long. People talk about the covers, which, a lot of that came after Dave and the band parted ways. Then you started reading a lot of stuff in interviews about disappointment with this record, covers and everything. But, the band started out as a bar band. They would do covers consistently. And I think that's the thing about this album. This album, to me, and you can disagree if you want, some of you who are watching who probably just don't even care, just waiting me to get to the next one. But for me, this just sort of encapsulates just the spirit of that band perfectly. Like, I feel like it highlights everybody, all 4 of their individual talents of what they brought to the table. This, to me, has always kind of been a perfect example of, how each one of those members was important to this band. And it's a fun record. I mean, to me, this is the quintessential summer record, certainly by Van Halen. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just a blast. I mean, there's a couple of tunes that are, like Hang 'em High, or maybe a little darker or whatever, but they're still just such a blast to listen to that, this is just like something you put on in the summertime and listen to and just play, just let it keep going on, and I just love it, man. Like I said, it's just such a fun record, and it just, to me, it just highlights the spirit of this band so perfectly that's why I pick it. That's why I defend it. That's why it's on this list, Kicks off Where Have All the Good Times Gone, Little Guitars, Hang 'em High. These aren't in order on the album. Secrets, Oh Pretty Woman, which of course was a single that led to this album, because they just put that single out just to kind of, hold the band over, to keep them in kind of the spotlight a little bit. And then when the song went into the top 20, Warner Brothers, like record labels do, said, give us an album, man. The song's a hit. Big Bad Bill, I love it. The Van Halen brothers' dad, Jan Van Halen, plays clarinet on it. And it's just a fun record, man. Dancing in the Street, Ed's always, that I think is the song that really gets under his skin. But man, that thing is just like, I mean, I think it's like the greatest version of that song that there is. I mean, they made it their own. And I know that's the thing that bugs him about, is because they took, something that he was working as like an original piece of music, and they kind of mushed it into Dancing in the Street. But man, it's a good damn song. It's great. But I just like this record so much. I really do. I always have since I got it. And I always probably will. 1991, we get Dramarama vinyl on cassette. I don't have it on vinyl. I have the CD, but I don't have this on vinyl. There is a vinyl version out there. It's like on pink vinyl, and I think it was released as like a promo in Australia only, and it's really rare. I mean, I've seen it come up for sale once or twice in the last couple of years, but it's always for like over $100. And as much as I'd love to have this on vinyl, I'm not paying that much for it. I wish the band could re-release this on vinyl or get it reissued on vinyl, but I don't know if they have any control over that. They were signed to Chameleon Records, and then I think starting with this album, Chameleon was started to be distributed by Elektra, and I feel like some of the rights and stuff around this time just kind of got, who knows who owns them anymore. I think it might be one of those kind of situations where if like they don't have any power over getting this stuff reissued or any of their older stuff. But this album's great. I was a fan earlier than this. The tune that everybody knows by the band, Anything, of course, was super popular on the radio around us, FM 106.3, especially because they were from New Jersey, and we would, hear that a lot, and we'd get to see them live a lot. And, they were, not huge, but they had a big following around here for sure. But this album came out in 91, and it was just like, I don't know, just them firing on all cylinders. They're kind of rock, alternative rock, little bit of sort of, I don't know, really like psychedelic kind of rock, influence, maybe a little bit, but maybe here and there on certain songs. I know the band was big fans of like the Velvet Underground and stuff, but just a great record. Until the Next Time, Haven't Got a Clue, What Are We Gonna Do, Classic Rot, Train Going Backwards, I've Got Spies and Quiet Rooms, Ain't It the Truth, Tiny Candles, I'd Like to Volunteer. I mean, I rattle off these songs and I'm just like reminded how great this record is. It's just, I think I don't know if I said it on this episode, I've said it about other albums in this top 20 thing that I'm doing, but there's no filler, man. It's just like, put this thing on and just let it go, and man, you are going to be in for a ride of some damn good music. 1996, we get the Descendants and Everything Sucks. And boy, does that sum up our times these days, doesn't it? I don't know that I was super familiar with the Descendants before this album came out. I feel like maybe I heard one or two songs, but I don't think I was really that familiar with them. And then I'm the One, and When I Get Old will get a ton of video airplay on MTV. I think that's where I remember first hearing the song, and I just went out and picked up the CD and just loved this album. I just like through and through, just play it from start to finish. Everything Sucks, Coffee Mug, Rotting Out, Sick of Me, When I Get Old, Doghouse, She Loves Me, Hateful Notebook, Eunuch Boy, I Won't Let Me, and Thank You. I love Thank You. That's my favorite tune on this record. But this is just a great punk album, and I wish these guys would record more. It seems, especially these days, it takes years and years for them to put out records, but I just love them. I saw them live a handful of times. A great live show. I think this is on, let's see if it's on blue vinyl. Nope. I think it looks like it's purple. Yeah, it's purple, but it's very dark. You can barely see. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this, but definitely worth checking out if you like punk or you're not familiar with the Descendants. I'd say pop this in and give it a listen. I'm sure it'll make you a fan. So really quick before I wrap this up, because that's it. That's the end of my top 20 favorite albums of all time. Please write to the home office. Let me know what you think. Send a comment down below. Let me know what you think of these records, any of the other records in the other episodes, your favorite records, maybe your favorite records from some of these bands. Tell me how much you disagree with me about Diver Down. I just wanted to mention a couple albums, these honorable mentions kind of thing. These are a couple of records that I easily could have slipped in here. But, you know, these things are kind of difficult to try to whittle things down to 20. You always are going to leave certain things off. But a couple of them that I wanted to mention were Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers, One Bright Day. Great record. If you like reggae, if you don't have that, you should pick it up. Doors, Morrison Hotel, my favorite Doors record, and just a great album through and through. Love that record. Cars, Heartbeat City. I know a lot of the singles just maybe feel like they were overplayed, but man, that was a great record when it came out. I still enjoy listening to it, even the singles that we've all heard to death or seen the videos to death, but I just love that record. And the Hoodoo Gurus, Magnum Cum Laude. Great album, alternative kind of rock Australian band if you're not familiar with them. Just a good collection of songs. I remember when I got that CD, man, that thing was in my CD player for months. Great album. I'm supposed to see them in October in New York City, 2021, but I think it was postponed from last year. I think it's going to get postponed again, most likely, which is a bummer. I'd like to see them live. I never have. We'll see. You know, hopefully I'll get a chance. But again, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.